Hi everybody, my name is Dominic Palazzolo and I'm the owner of Marvelous Molds, and I have a new sim press that I want to show you that we're really proud of. Now, we really did a lot of work on this sim press, and it's called the Geometric Illusion. So maybe you never thought it was possible to actually have the fondant on your cake be an optical illusion, but we have worked out a texture that I want to show you, and I think what it does is it brings us into uncharted territory. So without further ado, I just want to show you what this looks like, okay? So I've already got this sim press filled, and I'm just going to unmold it right on this camera here. Okay, now you've probably seen this pattern created in graphics, and you've probably seen colors that help to create the optical illusion. But while I'm talking, if you just stare at this pattern, you may see these blocks, these cubes stacked in one direction, and then all of a sudden, boom, it changes and it's stacked in another direction. And if you look at one of these boxes, it might be right side up. And if you keep on staring at it, it'll be upside down in a completely different orientation. And just imagine how something like this would look on the side of your cake. That's the whole idea behind this. So, just so you know, our challenge as mold makers was to create this design, but really, as you can see, it's just one color. So we don't have color working for us. This isn't a flat piece of paper. We had to do it with a sculptural texture that still creates that optical illusion effect, at the same time giving you this beautiful texture on the side of a cake that will be very, very interesting to your friends, families, customers. So let me show you how this works. Okay, I'm going to take this aside, and here's our fresh sim press there, and I'm just going to take a pre-sheeted piece of fondant. I'm going to make it a little thinner. Okay, so here's something I like to do. I'll put a little cornstarch on my fondant and rub it in, and then that's the side that goes down into the mold. Another thing that I like to do with this sim press is I'm holding it up and I'm pressing it down into the details, and that tends to chase out any air that might get trapped in this very, very symmetrically textured surface. Okay? Okay. Now, the next thing that I want to tell you about this particular sim press is that instead of pressing with your fingers here, press here, okay? Actually get your fingertips and really, really press from the top of your fingers down, and you're going to feel that fondant just kind of pushing right into the details, okay? There's a lot of geometric rectangles that you want to fill here, okay? And so that's what I'm doing, is I'm really trying to use the top of my fingers and pressing it down. As soon as you do this, you're going to feel it, okay? Now, at Marvelous Molds, we really, really give you some dramatic detail. We want your cake to be noticed from across the room, okay? Our entire goal is to make you look good. I figure if I make you look good, I'll be a success. So, now, once you've got that, what you do is you take a rolling pin, and it's not necessary that you roll hard. This is the patented part of Marvelous Molds. We have these trimming blades on our products, and if you just roll quickly across and don't press so hard that you distort the mold, boom, okay? You can just trim it very, very easily. Now, if you want maximum detail reproduction from this very, very intricate detail, turn it over and take a look at it from this side, okay? And if it appears to you that there are details that aren't really fully developed, go ahead and just kind of press and rub with your finger, or take a rolling pin and lightly, okay, very lightly just go across. Now you can see how all of a sudden it becomes very solid looking. I'll even take it this way, just lightly, okay? Don't press too hard. You're going to distort the mold, okay? I mean, it's made out of silicone and it's flexible, and that's what we like about silicone, right? Okay, so what I'm going to do is loosen this. Just make sure that it's going to come out. And like all sim presses, we can use the device to actually apply this fondant panel to your cake. And the whole idea behind a sim press is, instead of rolling fondant out to a big old, very large diameter and draping it over your cake and working it and smoothing it and everything that you've got to do, we can simply panel the side of the cake. It's very quick, it's very fast, and at the same time what we're doing is we're incorporating this great texture. Okay, so as you can see, I've already got a panel on the cake, okay? And I want to show you how this works. So we're going to take our sim press, and I'm doing it backwards so that you can see it. You're going to be working comfortably like this and have a lot more control, okay? But you take your sim press, and I'm really just concentrating on this one side. You see that? I'm not really worrying about this side. What I want to do is I want to kind of like park that right in there, right next to the panel that's already on the cake, and then I'm going to bring it around. And then what we're going to do is just press it on there to get really good contact. And then what we do is we pull it off, okay? And there we have it. Now, you're probably noticing that there's a gap, all right, in between the two panels, but notice how they go together. Now, I'm going to turn this around so that I can really work on it. But you gently push the two panels together, okay? And do it gently so you're not distorting the design. And let me show you that now. Okay, look at that. No one is going to know where you started or where you finished, okay? All right, now, as I do with sim presses, I like to show how you folks who may be doing a big old wedding cake, or you have a high volume operation, what you can do is you can make the panels ahead of time, and you can refrigerate them, and that gives you a little firmness with the panels so that you can handle them much quicker. So I always like to show how quickly you can apply these panels. So what I'm going to do first is just make sure I got the right orientation. Then I'm just going to take some shortening. And you should imagine that this is a crumb-coated cake, okay? You could put some fondant on the top. Just using a cake circle, you can use that as a template and cut fondant for the top and then panel the sides. Or, you know, in the United States, a lot of people don't like a total fondant covered cake. Keep the top buttercream. But the whole idea is that I can now really go to town, okay? I can just kind of line this up, get it in there, and pull it around, okay? And look how fast I can add that panel. See that? Look at how quick we're making this amazing cake. Now, I'm just going to do this one ultra quick. Just to show you. Okay. Of course, you can make these panels up ahead of time. Keep them covered in the refrigerator. No need to put them in the freezer. And then you can finish your cake whenever you want to. So let's take this panel, and you know, you really get used to handling it. And then this cake is 8 inches. Look at how that just pops right in there, okay? You are going to have a situation where these panels aren't going to always line up. You know, we specialize in making them so that if you've got a cake, it's exactly an even diameter, they will, but most of the time I found that they don't. Just remember that you can measure and look at the gap that remains, and then you can cut back on a panel and work that right in there, and you could get this a seamless fill on any gaps, and it just looks amazing. But there you go now. Look how absolutely beautiful that cake is. Okay? What we were working on was something to create an optical illusion. But at the same time, it's a beautiful texture to look at. Just take the optical illusion out of it, it's really beautiful to look at. So we're really excited about this Simpress. Now it's called the geometric illusion, okay? And that is one of our latest Simpresses. Now, let me show you something. We're going to go back to this panel, and I'd just like to show you how, using a simple round cutter, you can make optical illusion cupcakes. So I can get 2 tops out of that. And then if you look at it, even though we cut it into a circle, it's still doing its thing. And you will get something that looks like that. Okay? And isn't that really cool cupcake? And it still has that great optical illusion effect. Also, don't be afraid to unmold your panels and go ahead and make borders. You know, you may not want the total side of the cake to have an optical illusion, so you can actually cut the geometric illusion Simpress in any way that you want in order to create a very attractive border around your cake. So see how that works? It's just really great and very versatile. Okay, now just wanted to show you that when you get this puppy, okay, there's a really cool little star that you can cut out, and that also looks really nice. All right, what I like to show then is something that really is popular in the cake industry, metallics. So we have this really cool design, okay? And look what that looks like in gold, okay? Now I am turning it, okay, and it's probably really reflective. But look what that looks like in gold, okay? And let's take a look at silver, okay? So isn't that remarkable? Not only do these look really terrific in just regular fondant, but they're awesome in metallics. What I also like to remind you about is that we make our Cimpresses so that side to side they fit together seamlessly, just like I demoed for you. Okay, you see the top here? Well, let's just bring this in here and boom. Okay, so you can stack these up the side of a cake. If your cake is, you know, just 5 or 6 inches, you can use this, just turn them this way. You've got a beautiful design going again, which you could cut across the bottom and make it straight. So they're very, very versatile. We always calculate in so that versatility so that you can use them side to side, covering a cake any way that you want. So that is the Geometric Illusion Cimpress. I anticipate that this is going to be really, really popular. And you know, we're coming out with more designs very soon. So if you like what you saw here, go to marvelousmolds.com and join our newsletter. That way you'll be the first to know when we come out with something as exciting as this. And I'd really like to thank you for stopping by and taking a look at our new products.